More than 1,100 schools across our nation have raised money for the memorial. Let me just tell you about one of them, Milwaukee High School in Milwaukee, Oregon. 5 years ago, a teacher named Ken Buckles wanted to pay tribute to the World War II veterans. He and his students searched out local veterans and invited them to school for a Living History Day.
Living History Day.
Living History Day.
Living History.
Living History Day.
History came alive today at Milwaukee High School as students paid tribute to more than 600 veterans from our area. It's a one-of-a-kind event.
I started a program at Milwaukee High School called Living History Day. It was a day to listen to the stories of veterans of World War II, Korea, Vietnam, honor them, thank them. We fed them lunch, and then we honored them in a big assembly in the gym called an Assembly of Honor. Little did I know that it would lead to gifts and recognition and plaques, and they're all on display here in my den, and I call it the Room of Honor. Amazing number of plaques and gifts. I'm overwhelmed and honored by it all. In the Assembly of Honor in 2008, the assembly was interrupted when I was at the mic trying to thank and recognize veterans, and two members of the Oregon chapter Chosin organization, Lou Rumpakis, his wife Audrey, and Bill Chisholm approached the stage with a big box and said, "I'm sorry, there's something we need to do right now." The Chosin Few is from the Chosin Reservoir in North Korea, 1950. Unbelievable story. You need to look it up. You need to read about it because it's amazing what they did and accomplished there. Here is the famous breakout Waterhouse painting of the breaking out of the mountains of the Chosin Reservoir, and all of them have autographed it, and there's only a couple still living today. This here is a plaque that the Chosin Few Oregon chapter gave me in 1997, but they surprised me with this jacket, and it took them 3 years of collecting patches from veterans that have been coming to all the Living History Days. And as you can see, there is a lot of history here and a lot of impressive patches, and I'm embarrassed to say I don't know what some of them are. That's my goal as I get retired and older, is I want to learn about all of them. I do know that there's some impressive ones. Of course, the Chosin Few, ex-prisoners of war, USS Indianapolis, the Tuskegee Airmen. I mean, I could go on. The 1st Marine Division, Air Cav, the 10th Mountain Division. I mean, I could talk for many of them. There's a lot of impressive things. And Audrey Rumpakis hand sewed all of these on. And I never wear this except at veteran-related events where I'm asked to speak. I do not wear it any other time. I feel that it's only right to wear it then as a way of saying thank you and recognizing veterans. I don't feel it's right to wear this in public, but it's an amazing gift. In the Assembly of Honor in 1998, a World War II Marine approached the stage and interrupted me and handed me this plaque, this bronze eagle. And he said, "A symbol of freedom presented to Ken Buckles, educator, coach, patriot. Thank you for remembering our veterans." His name was Arthur Jackson, United States Marine, Medal of Honor recipient, World War II. He is Oregon's last living Marine Medal of Honor recipient. He is now 90 years old, and an amazing man. But that's what this is, 1998.
For 30 years, Ken and Melinda Buckles have been honoring veterans through their organization, Remembering America's Heroes. In 2022, they drove this Hummer from Canby, Oregon over to Washington, D.C. for the 40th anniversary of the Vietnam Memorial Wall. This journey was dedicated to honoring Vietnam veterans across America and included apologies for how Vietnam veterans were treated upon returning home. And for more information, visit rahusa.us.
You know, there's a special guy down here as well, Mr. Ken Buckles, and I got to tell you, keeping legends alive is incredibly important. And I don't think there's another human being, another American that does more for veterans than this man right here. Keeping these stories, keeping history alive, keeping us remembering those who came before us so that we can enjoy a night like tonight. So, Mr. Buckles, without further ado, I think it is unanimous in our decision to make you the fan of the night, my friend. Thank you for what you do on behalf of all of us. You're a good man, and we love you. We appreciate you.
We hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose rough stripes and bright stars through the
Welcome, everybody. This is the 30th anniversary of my father's nonprofit, Remembering America's Heroes. If you need any context for how long he's been doing this, at that time, I was 5 years old, 6 years old, she was 1. Whenever we start to veer off schedule, whenever the times start getting changed and moved around, my dad's alarm starts going off. Something doesn't pass the sniff test. So about a week into this, we're like, oh my gosh, we gotta make sure that he has no idea that this is going on. Lo and behold, he had all the clues. He knew that something was going on here. But what's more important is that all of you are here to help celebrate the hard work, the remembrance, and truly at the core of all of this, the veterans that he wanted to represent and bring their stories to life. That's what this was all about, always at its core, no matter what. Over 3 decades of hard work. And when you look around the room, you see all the people that are here. This is only but a small fraction of the impact that he's had, not just here, but nationally and internationally. So thank you so much for all of you for being here. It's going to be a very fun night, celebrating my father, and more importantly, 30 fantastic years of remembering America's heroes.
How's everybody this late afternoon? Well, I want to say that I'm certainly honored to be able to honor Ken. I first became aware of his work maybe about 20 years ago or so, and he was he would bring the Tuskegee Airmen in town, you know, so that's how I got familiar with his work. It was going to meeting with veterans and whatnot, and so I just want to say thank you for your service to the community, what you do for veterans, and I'm honored. Yeah.
Now we will have my amazing pastor, Richard Probasco, and his amazing wife is back there as well. So he's going to bless us with the food that we're about to receive, and we will enjoy our food and carry on after that.
It says on here, I'm going to do an invocation. And before I do the invocation, I would like to do something for all of you. All of you that have gathered here today that know of Ken and of the great work that he's done for a number of years, I want you to stand up and give him a hand-clapping praise for all that he's done. You're going to do better than that. Come on. You can go ahead and be seated. It says here on your invocation, because I know there's probably several different groups, religious groups that are here today, I want to honor, first of all, the very fact that it's an honor for us to be in a country, in a place where we can enjoy the freedom of having various religions. So I want to say that as an opening passing thing, but if you, whatever way you want to join me in this opening prayer of invocation, you can bow your heads or do whatever you need to do. But I want to say some words I think that will be important for you to remember of the freedom that we have in this country and the opportunity that we can express our love toward God in whatever way we desire to. So if you wouldn't mind just bowing your heads for a moment. And I want to say this. Lord, we are so thankful that we're able to gather in this place at this time. Lord, knowing that there's so many things happening around the world, but now we have people like Ken Buckles who really want to honor the very fact that we live in this place of America where there's freedom and there's opportunity for us to do many great things. Lord, we want to pray as an invocation over this. We want to say thank you, God, for this opportunity. Thank you, Lord, that you are here today, that you're witnessing the fact that we're giving honor to one of your children who's thought beyond himself, who has stood in the balance between all the things that are going on, has sacrificed his life, his time, to show appreciation for those who are part of military action around the world. Lord, thank you for this day. Lord, we thank you for the fact that his life is a demonstration. And Lord, the power of the Holy Spirit is here today. And we thank you for the opportunity to express our love for God, for Jesus Christ, all he's done for us. Lord, bless our time together this afternoon. And we thank you for all of these things. We give all glory to you. In Jesus' name, everybody say it. Amen. God bless you.
I hope you all have something to eat. We're going to continue with the program. Right now, we're going to have Bill Mulligan and Barry Malcolm. They used to do this routine in Milwaukee High School in the very beginning in
1996.
96. And so they're here, and they actually have on the outfit that they used to wear when they did it. They squeezed in them, so enjoy it.
Thank you, Melinda. Just a little bit more background. Ken and I both went to Milwaukee High School. He's quite a bit older than I am. You can probably tell. Then we ended up at Portland State. He took a detour. I went straight to college. And I was an athletic trainer. He was a football player, he thought. And we both ended up at Milwaukee High School with Barry, and those two coached football. And again, I was the athletic trainer. I was the smart one of the three of us. Anyway, we counted when we were in Bath. We've probably done over 20 of these USO shows. We did a bunch at Milwaukee High School. We did one out at the airport at the No-Tell Motel or something. And then we did quite a few shows at the Oregon State Fair. I don't know why, but after a couple of years they put us on the Comcast main stage. Again, no clue. But it's nice that Ken always invites us back.
Sure, it's because of our quick wit and sharp tongues.
No, it's because we work for free.
Well, these people are getting what they paid for.
Oh, that's you.
Oh, that's me.
It's been 30 years. You got to give us a break.
30 years. The Germans bombed us last night.
We didn't even know they'd seen the show. And now some military wit and wisdom according to Murphy's Law.
Friendly fire isn't.
Recoilless rifles aren't.
Suppressive fires won't.
If it's stupid but it works, it's not stupid.
If at first you don't succeed, call in an airstrike.
Never forget that your weapon was made by the lowest bidder.
And if your attack is going really well, it's an ambush.
And the enemy diversion you're ignoring is their main attack.
The enemy invariably attacks on two occasions: when they're ready and when you're not.
5-second fuses always burn in 3.
And the easy way is always mine.
If you're short of everything but the enemy, you are in a combat zone.
When you secure the area, make sure the enemy knows that too.
And if the enemy is in range, so are you.
Radios will fail as soon as you need fire support.
And radar tends to fail at night and in bad weather, and especially during both.
And tracers work both ways.
And the most dangerous thing in the world is a second lieutenant with a map and a compass. Thank you for the memories.
I'm going to put together just 2 songs that probably you know. But America the Beautiful is the song that would be more patriotic. And so I'm going to add that song to the song that everybody knows. It's called Amazing Grace. So we'll put them both together and see what happens. Oh, beautiful, for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains, majesty, above the fruited plains, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. 'Twas grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me on. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. Praise God, praise God, praise God, praise God. Come on, sing along with me. Praise God, 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 praise God.
I'm supposed to be up here thanking Ken for 30 years of all the good things he's done. I'm going to thank Melinda. So everybody, we already stood up and we applauded for him, so let's stand up and applaud for Melinda. Thank you.
Yeah. Great.
I think Kim has told me the secret to a happy marriage is what she said, right? I think that's the way it works. Anyway, Melinda, thank you very much for getting us all organized. Ken, it's a real personal pleasure for me to be able to be here and to thank you. But one of my real honors is to be able to speak on behalf of my former boss, Lieutenant General Russ Davis, who was the chief of the National Guard Bureau. I was his vice chief, and he got hold of me last week, and he says, you know, you just got to make sure that this happens. And so he faxed me this message and wanted me to give it to you. Hello, Ken Buckles. First, happy 30th anniversary to you and America's heroes. Without you, there is no us. Shirley and I apologize that we are unable to be with you and Melinda, our heroes, veterans, and families for this special event. Ever since Shirley and I met you and Melinda at the Army and Navy Club in Washington, D.C., it was a special event, and every time since then when we meet, it is special. I come from a family of educators, farmers, lawyers, and the military, a group of hardworking and caring folks. Ken, that is what you are, a hardworking and dedicated person. Up here, okay.
Like this.
Who continues to fight for the truth and educate as many as you can. There we go. I apologize. You know what is right and what is wrong, and will defend it to the core. I consider you a brother with the right stuff. It is very hard to try to explain your integrity and your passion. It seems to come naturally to you. I admire you for all of your traits. We are blessed to have met you and spent time with you at all the schools and with all the veterans. You are all family now to Shirley and me. Thank you and Melinda for not only inviting us on the remarkable journey, but also becoming our dear friends. We truly respect and love you both. Again, so sorry we could not be there to honor you, but one of my best friends, Fred Reese, is kind enough to carry our message of gratitude to you and Melinda, and to the many who also want to show their gratitude and thanks. May God continue to bless you for all of your efforts and, in my opinion, successes. Signed, Russell C. Davis, Lieutenant General, United States Air Force, retired. Wow. All right. So I want to echo that. As I said, when I started here, my personal thanks to you and Melinda both for all these 30 years of wonderful things that you've done. I could be thanking you as a senior officer, as a former assistant secretary, as a, you name it, I keep doing these things. But I'm going to thank you as a veteran, and especially as a Vietnam veteran. And I know there are a lot of Vietnam veterans here, that you sensed a change in attitude out there, and you made it. You accelerated that. You got it going. You made people come out from wherever they were and take the opportunity to say thank you for your service. And we really appreciate what you did and what you continue to do. So God bless you. Thank you very much.
And now I'm going to ask Ron Silver to come up, which is a retired assistant U.S. attorney. And Ron has a lot of hats in my life, or I have a lot of hats in his life. We sing in a group at the Synagogue every year for the Dr. Martin Luther King program, and we sing in Gospel Christmas together. And it's been going on for 24 years. Yeah, it just can't stop singing in it. But I just want to thank you for all that, and I know that your love for Ken is amazing. So,
I've been complaining back at my table that you didn't tell me I was going to be following a 2-star, but I found out it could have been worse. I could have been following a 3-star. So I got to count my blessings. Because you have to understand, I come from a very serious military family. I was a civilian. My brother made E4 in 1971. But I will say I have a son now who is a logistics specialist, first class on the USS Abraham Lincoln down in San Diego, about to go on deployment. But that is the warrior nature of my family. Actually, Ken and I share two particular things in common that I want to speak about. One is neither of us served in Vietnam. Ken's younger than me. He managed to just hit the right age when it was ending. And I was lucky. My student deferments held out during the war. But I had, in addition to my brother who was in the Army, I had a second man, Dale Frederick, who was like my second brother. He was my second older brother. And he did go to Vietnam, and I wrote him every month. And he's 85, lives in Tampa, and he's dealing with the effects of Agent Orange now. Came out as a major. But the thing about Dale was he told me that when he came back to the States after being in Vietnam and risking his life, because of the reaction that he got when he came back to the States, he couldn't get out of his uniform fast enough because he didn't want to get spit on and things thrown at him. And that was his experience. And Ken has tapped into that and that knowledge. And I think for both of us, being civilians and knowing that it was just our luck not to be there, that was wrong. And Ken, I'm so proud of you for what you've done to make efforts towards righting that wrong. It's a wrong my generation that didn't go is going to live with until we pass on in the next 10 years or so, maybe 15 if I'm lucky. But that, Ken, you made that mark. You worked to fix that. And there's another thing that Ken and I share, and this is really where we bonded so closely, is we are both incredibly passionate that the young people of America have to know our country's history.
Right.
Because I got to tell you, don't count on the schools.
Don't.
Do not count on the schools. I mean, Ken had that. If you've not read Remembrance, the different books, they're wonderful. And in the first one, Ken talks about his sort of what got him motivated. And the one thing that struck me was when they sent out a survey at Milwaukee High School to the students, what is a veteran? Well, that's where you go to get your dogs and cats taken care of.
Don't trust that.
That's our reality, folks. And so that's why I have, ever since my kids started school, I go into school and I teach about the history of the Civil War, World War II. I teach about the history of the Civil Rights Movement. I take students down to Alabama and Mississippi so they can really get a real understanding of what is our truth in this country. And that's Ken's passion. And all of you men and women who have come and spoken at our high schools, thank you so much for doing that. Because students need to hear that.
Yeah, they do.
I'm so blessed that Pam Owens is here. I taught a week-long course on the history of World War II at Oregon Episcopal School. And her father, Jack Owens, he was 99, flew in B-17s that bombed Berlin, had flak going off all around the aircraft. And Jack told that story to a group of 10, 14, 15, 16-year-olds. And their mouths were like this. And they knew how lucky they were, because Jack was 99. And they knew they were going to be the last students probably at that school to ever hear Jack's story. And Eve Einer, who's here, Holocaust survivor, who spoke to my students, and who, through Ken, I got to know Alton Wiener, extraordinary man. And through Ken, I got to know truly one of the men who was a hero of my life, Colonel Alexander Jefferson, Tuskegee Airmen. I grew up in a family where the Tuskegee Airmen were like, they were up here. I was so blessed my father had a friend who was a Tuskegee Airman. But to have gotten to know Colonel Jefferson and Bill Halloran, all because of you, Ken, all because of you, and because of your passion, that students touch this stuff. Touch it. No, not from a book, but from the flesh and blood of somebody standing in front of them, telling them truth. Because that's the other thing that is disappearing in this country, frankly. Along with the teaching of history, you have to teach it truthfully. Spinning fantasies and falsehoods are not going to benefit our country as these young people grow up. They need truth. And sometimes it's ugly. You know, what happened to the Tuskegee Airmen when they go into town in Montgomery? That's ugly. But it's true. And that's what has to be taught, and that's what the people that Ken has brought to these schools has taught. You know, Jack Owens talking about wrestling with the idea that he's dropping bombs on human beings. Human beings. They had a good reason to drop them. That didn't make them less than human. That's the kind of truth that Ken Buckles has brought to our students. And I wish there were about 100 more of you, Ken. So thank you very much.
Let's be All right, my name is Rich Lane. I am a ex-Milwaukee High School football player and also a Portland State Viking, played football there. I think there's some Vikings in the room. For those of you, go Vikes, right? Go Vikes, yeah. So I am one of the few people like Coach Buckles here who has the pleasure of, I'm going to set this down and talk a little bit louder, who has the ability to play both Portland State football and Milwaukee High School. There's a very few of us that have done that. I've also been a board member of Remember American Heroes for about 10 years now, so a long time. I've had the opportunity to speak to individuals. I'm just truly grateful to be able to speak in front of a group of people who have served our country today. Part of those people are some of my best friends who are sitting back at this table back there, have served our country. So I want to thank them for serving our country. It means a lot to me. And then just to be able to sit here and celebrate Ken Buckles. You guys know him by Ken Buckles. I know him by Coach Buckles or Coach. Most of the people I know him by Coach. That's how we know him. I'll tell you a story of when I first met him. I was 14 years old. I was at a graduation party of a football player who just graduated from Milwaukee High School. His name was John Hayes. His dad happened to be also John Hayes. Well, I'm a young, arrogant kid standing outside at this graduation party at 14 years old. I'm standing there with a beer in my hand. I'm filling up my beer, and as a 14-year-old, can you imagine this? This giant of a man comes out, and the dad says, "Hey, Coach, this is your next starting linebacker," as I'm taking a sip. Now, Coach Buckles goes, "Hey, son, go ahead and finish that beer because it's the last beer you're going to have for the next 4 years." And so, I don't know if it was my arrogance or just following rules, I finished the beer. What I didn't know, or I didn't realize at the time, is that moment would change my life. Coach took a young kid who was confident, overconfident, arrogant, and thought he knew the world, had a lot of energy, and focused me. He taught me how to set goals. He taught me what it was to be a man. He changed my life. For those of you who know Coach, you know his energy, enthusiasm, and positive attitude is contagious. He has influenced thousands of high school kids. It didn't matter if you were an athlete, a rebel, or just wanted to make yourself better. Coach was always there to motivate you, and most importantly, he was there when you needed him the most. When times were tough, he was there, and he was there for me when times were tough. Coach has brought the same energy, enthusiasm, and positive energy to Remembering America's Heroes. I've been lucky to witness his tireless efforts serving veterans. He has given everything, just like he does at everything he does in life. But serving veterans has a special place in his heart. If you don't know, Coach Buckles' dad served in the military. That's not my story to tell. I'll let him tell you that story. But it's a great story, and it's changed him as a man. Besides getting veterans to celebrate veterans is one of the huge things we do at Remembering America's Heroes. One of the biggest things we do, though, is there's something really special, and Coach has a great ability to make sure veterans know that they have a platform to share their story with the young. We heard it from the last speaker, but it's a really special thing. Serving in the military is probably one of the most honorable things you can do for your country, but it also comes with some baggage, some hard times. And I've seen many veterans be able to kind of share their stories to people like me who didn't serve. And that experience is not only helpful for our younger generation, as just mentioned, but the ability for that person who has hardened emotional stuff in their baggage there to share with everyone else is absolutely amazing. The impact Coach has had on young kids and veterans in the community has been immense. The impact he has on my life has been life-changing. I owe most, if not everything, to him. You see, that's what Coach does. He gives everything to others. And that's what's special to me about him. You ask my kids know who Coach Buckles is. They know it's changed my life. There's not a single person that I know, including my parents, that has made my life so wonderful. What I have today is because of him. And it's a really special thing. And it's really special for me to be a member, be a civilian, to be on the board of this great organization, to experience all the stories from the veterans. So I want to thank the bottom of my heart for serving our country. It's very special to me to be able to be part of that. And lastly, I think I'd like to end on just giving a round of applause to Ken Buckles. Thank you, Ken.
I love you more.
Fighting soldiers from the sky, fearless men who jump and die, men who mean just what they say, the brave men of the Green Beret, silver wings upon their chests. These are men, America's best. 100 men will test today, but only 3 win the Green Beret. Trained to live off nature's land, trained in combat hand to hand, men who fight by night and day, the brave men of the Green Beret. Silver wings upon the chest. These are men, America's best. 100 men will test today, but only 3 win the Green Beret. Back at home, a young wife waits. Her Green Beret has met his fate. He has died for those oppressed, leaving her with last request. With silver wings on my son's chest. Make him one of America's best. He'll be a man they'll test one day. Have him win the Green Beret.
Yeah, people talking about the Vikings. I happen to be a Viking myself. I'm very close friends with Ken and Melinda. In fact, Ken and I go back to 1974 when he was playing football for the Vikings, and I was on the wrestling team. Good friend of both at Florida State, obviously. Good friend of ours, Jim Gadberry, he's out of town and is unable to make it. So Melinda and Jim asked me if I could read a letter that Jim wrote before he left. Here he is. First of all, Ken, Dar and I are both wish we could be in attendance today. However, my stand-in, Mr. Bill Scott, will share with everyone our thoughts on the 30 years of remembering America's heroes, RAH. Ken, when you came to Milwaukee High School in 1983 to teach and coach, our friendship began immediately, a Mutt and Jeff duo. However, you know, Jim, you can appreciate the reference of a Mutt and Jeff if you've seen them walking around together. Okay, who always believed in making decisions based upon what was best for the kids. I left Milwaukee High School in 1985 and went to the dark side in education administration. However, our friendship continued to grow, and in 1995, as a Vietnam veteran with both a father and father-in-law who were World War II vets, I was very pleased when you created RAH, and more specifically, Living History Day, both the organization and the Living History Day event with a mission to educate students in the community about the role of the military in our democracy and to honor veterans were vitally important to me. The first 7 years, from 1995 through 2002, Living History Day gave the students of Milwaukee High School, through your guidance and direction, the chance to honor veterans. The classroom sessions, individual discussions, military displays, and finally, the honor assembly that concluded each history day left every student with more thorough understanding of our democracy. I believe your defining moment in the history of remembering America's heroes was in the summer of 2002, as I recollect, over a pint or two or even three of brew, you casually asked, wish I'd made that meeting. You casually asked if Pendleton High School could hold a Living History Day. You said it was time to see if the program could be shared with other schools in the state. I immediately said yes, and the rest is history. The success in March of 2003 at Pendleton High School with your first on-the-road Living History Day is still talked about to those who attended, the students, staff, and the community. Through your planning and guidance set in motion for the next 20 plus years of RAH, Living History Day continues to be an inspiration and a unique learning experience for countless students throughout our state. Also, I want to note you took a Living History Day to one middle school on the Oregon coast. Do you remember, Ken? I sure do. Ken, your devotion to the veterans and the School of Oregon is widely known. This day, recognizing and honoring the last 30 years of your unique creation is greatly deserved. Enjoy the celebration, my friend. You certainly earned it. Jim Gadberry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ken is just itching to say something, and he just cannot. I mean, really, he's used to doing this, and he just cannot sit here. And each time he wants the mic, he wants it. So I'm giving it to him now, but just for a little while, and then he has to come back.
Thank you.
You
know, we've got some amazing people in this room, and there's no way I can thank all of you. The music will start and chase me off the stage like Academy Awards, but sure means a lot to see a couple Portland State teammates here. Raise your hands. And some Mustangs I coach, thank you. and some of the Milwaukee teachers that are here. What a surprise. I'm blown away. But we just came from Chemawa Indian Boarding School that begs to have us come there every year. They have kids from reservations all over the United States, and it's an amazing experience. One of the high schools we went to, I said, how many of your relatives served in the military? And this high school, only about a dozen kids raised their hands. We do that at Chemawa, and they all raise their hands. For every 1,000 non-Native Americans, only one of us will serve. In the Native population, it's 88 out of 1,000. That's a score for us that play sports, 88-1. That's kind of humiliating, but they take such great pride. So we have 6 different tribes here from around the United States that they come here because they want to talk to these kids. Did the Blackfeet stand up from Montana? Well, the Yakima Warriors from Washington. The Seminole from Oklahoma. The Iowa tribe from Oklahoma. The Muskogee tribe from Oklahoma. For 15 years, Mexican American Association in Southern California has sent us up. The two of you guys, Joe and Yvonne, stand up. Over the years, because Milwaukee was very diverse, I said, how do I get kids to buy into this? And I said, you've got to bring in American veterans of all races. And so that's been our mission, is to teach Americans of all races have served and still serve. And anyway, some other famous veterans here. We've got Willie and Phyllis Paradise. Willie was a liar. He joined at 16 years old. But to send money back home because he came from intense poverty in Texas. Raise your hand. He was a vice commander of the underage veterans of military service, national vice commander for years. Next to him, how many saw the movie Hacksaw Ridge? Okay. This is Desmond Doss Sr., Medal of Honor. This is his son. He is one of the best public speakers I've ever heard. He's amazing. He has the kids in the palm of his hand wherever he goes. And when that movie came out, his life changed. He gets flown all over the world to speak, and it's amazing. We have Jim and Sandy Belcher. Jim's dad was a survivor of the USS Indianapolis sinking. If you don't know that story, you need to look it up. He's the son, Air Force vet. He's another amazing public speaker. Right here, one of the only ones left for 30 years. Bill Chisholm was with the Chosin Few, the Chosin Reservoir. If you don't know that story, it's a miracle he's here. It's in Korea, North Korea. But I found this out when I interviewed him. It took me 20 years to interview him, and his story's in volume 3. He lied about his age at 16. First Purple Heart is a 16-year-old at the reservoir. Second Purple Heart is a 17-year-old. And it's just been about the last 5 or 6 years he's able to open up and tell his stories. The Chosen Few chapter of Milwaukee High, when we first started it at Milwaukee, there would be about 50 of those guys with their blue jackets and hats on. The Oregon chapter is down to one man. It's Bill Chisholm. And so we love him and come to talk to the kids. The ladies of the Chosen?
Yeah, when they came to Milwaukee, they'd be serving up.
Oh, yes. The spouses would work in the cafeteria and serve the veterans breakfast and lunch. And one of them's here. Audrey Rumpakis. Her husband, Lou, was a Marine at the Chosin Reservoir. We have an amazing young couple representing the Hopi tribe from Arizona. Percy, stand up, please. Percy Piestewa's daughter was the first Native American killed in the history of military, in our history. Lori Piestewa, she was killed in Iraq. And she has made it her mission to go around and speak, and she's an amazing public speaker too. Percy. They came to Milwaukee in 2008. Her husband, Terry, was a Vietnam vet who passed a few years ago of Agent Orange cancer. Her son is a nationally competitive power lifter. Today, he threw, not her son, her grandson, Lori's son, he went to the weight training class where he was to speak. He put 500 pounds on the squat bar and did it 5 reps. His personal PR is 791 pounds. Brandon Piestewa. He played football too, can you tell? Who did I, this is a real special, very, very special guest. And tell you one of the most emotional moments, I have so many amazing memories, but I guess one of them was to have 4 World War I veterans that came to Milwaukee. They were all in their early hundreds. One was my great uncle Frank Buckles, who lived to be the last American World War I veteran. But to have all 4 of them at different times come up to me to shake my hand and cry, said, "We were never welcome home or thanked as World War I veterans. This is the first time in the late 1990s. And so that meant a lot. The second one was we got so big that we went to the Memorial Coliseum where we had over 4,000 veterans there who got in free and a crowd of about 7,000 to 8,000 people. We had a guy, all the Oregon Holocaust survivors and their families attended, and we recognized them. And one of them, Les Iagner, got up on the stage to talk about the day he was liberated by Patton's Third Army, and it was the greatest day of his life, to thank them. How many of you remember the KGW news team, Richard Ross, Jack Capel, and Doug Lemire? All 3 were World War II vets. Well, I had them be MCs, and Doug Lemire said, "Mr. Agner, I'd like you to meet one of those liberators, Jack Capel." And they both started crying and hugged each other. And I was blessed to interview Les and his wife. They're in the volume 3 because their stories, it's unbelievable. But they go around the school. They are in charge of, they made legislation happen to teach the Holocaust in all schools in Oregon. And they were responsible for the Holocaust Memorial up at Washington Park. But her story and her mother's story could be a Hollywood movie. It's just absolutely a miracle. But one of our very, very dear friends, Eva Agner, Holocaust survivor. Yes. Thank you. And there's, how many vets do we have in the room? I recognize some faces. Huh? Catherine. Oh, Catherine, I got to mention you. Catherine and her husband, Tom, have been sending in a really nice donation for almost 30 years. Well, he passed of Agent Orange cancer a year ago, and she sent quite a generous donation to Ra in his name, Thomas Grinnell. Catherine Grinnell, thank you so much. Huh? She is also the daughter of a Holocaust survivor, and quite a story. But can I have all the veterans raise your hands in the room? All right, thank you. Please forgive me if I forgot somebody, but the show must go on, and you got me.
Yes. It's up to you. Hands over me.
Okay. Now we're going to have a speech by his slash sister, Pam Owens. They were coaches together, PE teachers together. And so they shared a lot of time together. And it's like, she's like a sister-in-law to me. And Pam Owens.
Well, I haven't done any public speaking since we retired. And I was thinking, what did I get myself into? Melinda asked me to do this, and I was a little nervous sitting over here. And so I got the advice to look at all you guys and see you in your underwear. Thanks. So maybe that did relax me, I don't know. Anyway, I've known Ken for a long time, and I want to take you back to how I met him. That's what Melinda wants me to do, is talk a little bit about our Milwaukee Mustang days and how a lot of this got started. When I first met Ken, now you can see his head, right? You see his head? Imagine him in an afro. Because he was in a fro back then, and he'd come walking in, and it would get longer and longer, and some days I'd think, that thing's just going to topple at some point, you know, and sometimes it'd be down in his eyes, and then we'd get a haircut. I'd always encourage him and say how nice he looked. He just didn't get the point. He'd let it grow again. And anyway, that's how it kind of began. And then over the years, as we were teaching at Milwaukee High School, we also had a history of going to Portland State together. So we came up with the name, Ken came up with the name as Mustang Vikings. And that's what we went through for many, many years. We just say we're the Mustang Vikings. And he was an awesome football player back at Portland State. For those of you that didn't know that, he was good. And when he got to Milwaukee, he became the coach, awesome coach. And you already heard Rick talk about it, how good, he was. And the kids really looked at him as a leader. And during PE time, we got to team teach for over 2 decades. And personally, going to school every day was play for me. I just loved it. And the main thing, I love the kids, but I really look forward to being with Ken every day because we got to play every single day. And as the years went by, we became closer and we started to share. And we'd share about all sorts of stuff, just everyday stuff, but really deep stuff. And at one point, Ken was searching, looking for the Lord. And at some point, he met Melinda. And Ken is a devout believer today, which I'm so thankful for because we'll see each other in heaven someday, won't we? And we got to share like that. And then as the years continued to go by, and it was getting maybe the 90s, Ken came up with Mustang Born. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, if you don't, we're going to do it. So all of you guys that know this, join in with me, will you? Mustang Born! Gonna be a Mustang till I'm dead. So we would do that, get the kids all jacked up every day. It was just kind of fun. And then at some point, and I don't know exactly the years, but Anthony was born, Bree was born, and so those two came to school, and that's Ken's kids. And so we had them first period, wasn't first and second sometimes? Somehow we were childcare, but it didn't matter because we loved them. They were fun, and they've grown up to be amazing human beings. And Bree became an awesome volleyball player. Yay, volleyball. So those are Ken's kids, and they're going to talk a little bit later, so you'll get to hear a little more from them. So as the years continued to go on, and we're in the 90s, Ken started talking about the war and his dad. And he'd ask me questions about my dad, and really, I didn't know anything about my dad in terms of the war. No, nothing. And my dad just never talked about it. His dad didn't talk that much about it, and we both started questioning. And at some point, he says, we need to do something about this, that these people can be honored and recognized. And I kind of just sat there, because really, I didn't have anything to say. I had no knowledge. I didn't know. But Ken kept pushing and pushing. And finally, one day, I said to him, well, do something about it. When we just started talking again, I said, you need to do something about it. And so there's a lot of people in this audience right now that had something to do with Living History Day. And if you had something to do with it, raise your hand or stand up. If you look around the room, there's quite a few. There were a lot of teachers. There's a lot of teachers that got involved in it, and it took off. And they were instrumental in doing work. They were instrumental in getting the kids involved. And I'll have to say that our PE classes really, with Ken's guidance and just his rah-rah attitude, we got probably 99% of the kids on board. And once that happened, the school was just off and rolling. And then we started a thing called Pride Day. You kids that are here, you know what I'm talking about. Teachers know what they're talking about. But the kids got involved and painted the grandstands, cleaned up the school. It was just amazing what they did. And then the pride went even further, so that the day that we did recognize the vets and they came to the school, the kids all dressed up. They all had, suits and ties. Wore their ties and a suit, and the girls wore dresses, and it was just an amazing day. I can't tell you how amazing it was. So let me see if I'm forgetting anything. So one of the things what I wanted to say to you, I feel blessed. I'm really grateful that God put you and I together all these years. And yes, we're like brother and sister. Diana Richardson, who was the secretary of the school, she said, you guys fight like cats and dogs. You're just like brothers and sisters. And she'd say that to us all the time, and we'd just think, we don't fight. But we didn't. We always just got along. We loved each other, and I don't know if we ever said that, so I'll say it to you. I love you. And some of you all probably know this, but Ken got this going, faculty got on board, kids got on board, and of course it took off, and you know where he is today. But as this took off, the nation got involved. I don't know if you remember that, but the nation got involved, and it got so involved that it went all the way to the top, and he ended up shaking hands with President Clinton. And that was amazing. And that particular year, our kids raised over $20,000, and he gave that to the national government. We were the first high school to donate to the World War II Memorial. And that was pretty amazing, you know. So I'm wearing this Milwaukee Mustang shirt. I wear it with pride. I love that school. I went to school there. Ken went to school there. We got to teach there. Not very many people get to do that. Billy got to do that. So Billy Haugen got to be a teacher there too. But so many of us that were students there that got to come back and teach there, we're there because we love that school. And we have a reason to, because we have great kids. One of them is sitting right here. Here's Kelly sitting right here. That was a former student of ours. So I just want to tell you, I want to thank all of you, the part that you've had coming to all of our Living History Days. I want to thank you for that. And I want to thank you, Ken, from the bottom of my heart for everything you've done for this school. It's been amazing. Let's see if there's anything else. I'm just really proud of you.
Thank you, Pam. Okay, so she just brought back a lot of memories. However, it is a video coming up, and it will it won't tell the whole story, but it is a very good combination of what happened, how Living History Days grew, and where it is today. And now we'll have Doug Bomarito to come and speak on behalf of kids.
He won't tell you this, but he played first base for the Naval Academy, and the captain was Roger Staubach.
When I was a sophomore, he was a senior. I'm very honored to be here tonight, not just to speak, but just actually to be invited. Thank you, Melinda and Ken. The people here are amazing, not only my fellow veterans, but also everybody who supported them, family and friends. And let's not forget those people who, when we served, they also served. Ken and I love each other. We tend to disagree on some things, probably like this young lady here, but we always are for the common good of veterans. From 1982 to 87, a bunch of Vietnam veterans, because of the same reason that Ken supports Vietnam veterans and all veterans, but we decided we were going to do a memorial for the state of Oregon. No public money. The city of Portland said, we'll let you use this 11 acres up in Washington Park near the zoo, but when you get it completed, you have to give it back to us as part of our parks. And we said, fine, and that's what happened. Now, fast forward a little bit, and so we have our service, our memorial service, every Memorial Day from about 10 a.m. to noon. If you haven't come, you need to come, Memorial Day. Another reason you need to come is one of the most beautiful voices I've ever heard is this young lady right here, and she sings our national anthem. So please, I'm making a pitch for you to come to our memorial ceremony every Memorial Day, 10 to noon. I'm going to make another pitch, and I don't know if she's still back there, but it looks like she's left. But you missed one person.
Tina Kennedy.
Yeah, another Milwaukee Mustang that he knew when she was young. There she is. Stand up, Tina. Wave, wave. Okay. There are very... Wait, nobody helps and supports veterans like these two people except her. And how does she do it? She spent over 20 years in the Army. She came back home and she decided that veterans, not necessarily like we folks here, we all do pretty well. We fed ourselves pretty well. Our waistlines are in pretty good shape. We're a little older, and I don't want to pat ourselves on the back, but we've made our country proud of us. Tina takes veterans of any irk, any situation, any environment, and she helps them through Fort Kennedy, that's near Milwaukee High School, to help them get back into the civilian world, whether they're 80-year-old veterans or 25-year-old veterans. She helps their families, she helps them, and I'm so proud to support her, just like I'm so proud to support these two young people here. So I want you, if you're not aware of Fort Kennedy, Google it, and you'll learn a lot about it. And again, I don't want to steal any thunder from Melinda or Kim, but they'll tell you what a good job she does. And God bless you all, and thank you for having me today.
I for one person, I have to recognize, because you need to know, for the last 10 years, we would not be in this room if it wasn't for his incredible support. We played football together at Milwaukee High. Rodney Forney, will you stand up? Milwaukee class of 72. We wouldn't do it. We would not survive. And Rodney, thank you so much. Love you, man. Well, not that much.
Okay, and now I guess it was a surprise speaker, but I knew that Keith knew he would be singing. This is Keith. Oh, I'm not singing, but okay. Okay, speaking on behalf of Ken. And Keith is a very good friend. He's Blackfeet, and we've been on their reservation many, many times, and they've come here many, many times. So here is Keith.
Thank you guys all. Keith Everett, Blackfeet Tribe, Blackfeet Warrior Society, Browning, Montana, right by Glacier National Park. I didn't know I was supposed to speak until I looked at the program and I about fell over backwards. I just thought I was going to get the float through, but you know, when I first heard about Remember the American Heroes, Bruce brought it up to me, you know, 2008. What happened in 2008? A couple of things. We got a President Obama, and we got to come to Oregon to speak to children, to students there, which shocked the heck out of me. I was scared. I didn't know what to talk about. Why did I join the military? What did I do or something like that? I didn't know. I was very, very scared. It's the first time I'd been away to speak about even being in the military. Why? You know, because I made a goal in life. I'm going to do 4 years in the military regardless what. So I get to meet Ken and Melinda. And ever since then, it's been a bless to understand that when we go speak to these children, it, you know, lightens them up. You know, they don't know what really happens in the military and like that. So Ken brought that to me and to the children. So if we all got a card like this on your table, and on the front of it is Blackfeet Warrior Society on there, and I didn't know. I would never expect to be on a book, or even back of the book, but yeah. So this is done when we went to delay the wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier that year of 2010. And we got to meet Mr. Buckles there. And my wildest dreams and anything like that, to have myself on a book, and Bruce and all our fellow veterans to be on there. And there's only two who has passed away on that, in front of that book, and that's Don Lauder and Robbie Dalsey. And the rest, and Mr. Buckles passed away, but that, you know, it's an honor to be on that book, and thank you, Ken, for putting our mugs out there. I have a little story to tell about Ken, and I didn't know it. He was scared of heights. And I just seen it flash up there, and it said Heavy Runner Mountain. So I get up there, and I didn't know Ken was scared of heights. Or I know a big old fellow like this, played football, take anybody down. I get up there, and I start shaking that sign like that really hard. And he just dropped down to the ground. I said, "What's wrong?" "I'm scared of heights." "Oh, jeez, I'm really, really sorry." So we come back off to the mountain. We're up 7,000 to 8,000 feet coming back off the mountain. And I do this all the time. My wife My wife Bessie's right here. I'd be going down the road and coming off the mountain like that. And he jerked the wheel like this, and I thought Ken was going to die. I thought, oh, jeez, I forgot again, Ken. You're scared of heights. So we get down the bot, and I've never seen a guy get so red, white, because he's scared. But thank you, Ken, for bringing all the Native American Indians to the Living History Day. From the bottom of my heart, my wife's heart, that thank you, what you do to teach and honor the veterans out there. Like, I've never, ever, in my world, ever meet, like, these young veterans, these older veterans, the World War II veterans, the ones who lived in the hell ships, and the ones who were in the POW camps, and the Medal of Honor recipients. I would never, in my world, get to meet them without through Ken. You know, there I met so many outstanding World War II, Korean, Vietnam, Iraqi, Afghanistan veterans through Ken. If you could sit through my eyes and see all the veterans I got to meet, it's amazing. It's amazing, especially the hell ship survivors. You know, I just read that in the book. I didn't know nothing about them, but to meet them, to listen to their stories, how they survive, it's really amazing. There's a true story when I met my wife. I didn't know her grandfather. There's a World War II who went into one of the POW camps in Stuttgart, Germany, and liberated the concentration camp there, but he also found one of his relatives in it too. He was captured by the Germans and put in there, and he was one of the first Army Rangers. So that's a neat story. But you know, to meet these World War II veterans who went to war and come back home but never spoke about it. So thank you, Ken, for opening our eyes up to men and women like that. And the nurses. I got to meet so many nurses through Ken's program and how much they went through. And, you know, seeing these 18, 19, 20-year-old young men, you know, die right in their arms, you know, my heart goes out to the nurses and the women who serve our country today. Thank you, Ken. Bruce, is there anything you want to say real quick?
Yeah.
No. Long talker.
No, my name is Bruce Running-Crane from the Warriors Society. He stand up here for a second. Just want to say thank you, Ken, for everything you have done for each and every one of us veterans from the bottom of my heart. I've had so many amazing trips over here. You know, I'm kind of shy, you know. That's why I sit in the back of the bus. No, I would like to gift this to you. Would you stand up, sir? And say thank you. Put this on his shoulders. Go ahead and spin. We'll put this and say thank you, sir, for what you have done for every veteran that we can say thank you, sir. Thank you. Take care. Fits. Yeah. It's extra, a triple extra large. King size.
Okay, Bill is going to introduce his son, Ken.
You know, one of the things that you've all heard about the woman scorned. Well, there's a woman in here that loves her husband. And I've been putting my spies out, and I've got so much information, but it all comes down to one lady.
Linda.
She put it all together tonight. And I appreciate what she did for this young man. Put up with him for over 30 years also. But anyhow, it's his
night, and would you uncover what's here? Oh, no.
Uncover it.
I got it. Guess who sent me a bottle of nice bourbon?
Chris Spence, horse soldier.
Chris Spence. Chris's son won an award in Tennessee, and the award is being presented to him tonight. And so that's why Chris sent this special bottle of, what is it again?
Soldier whiskey.
From the horse soldier. Everybody has, Ken, if I get him up here, my memory is pretty bad, but his is excellent. He could tell you all about the horse soldier, a little bit about Chris. Okay? Can you read that for me? Don't drop it.
Chris Spence is from Donald, Oregon, and was Special Forces and was one of 2 teams that were dropped into the mountains of Afghanistan 1 month after 9/11. It was a top secret mission, and they were met by Afghani warlords and had to go 3 days on horseback. The horses didn't understand English. Half of the Special Forces have never ridden horses before. The warlord said they have 30 minutes to learn how to ride a horse or we're leaving them. And they went, and if you want to know more about the story, the movie 12 Strong. Anyone seen that movie 12 Strong? Yeah, that's his story, and he's in the book Horse Soldiers. And one of his buddies, Chris took a picture of a Special Forces guy in a deer on his shoulder. It's now a larger-than-life memorial at Ground Zero in New York. It's beautiful. And they started this business, Horse Soldier Whiskey, which is not for sale anymore. But it's good.
Well, I want to present this to you again from myself and Shirley and Russ Davis. And this is a medallion for you. I want you to look at it first. And I would like to invite Tiana and Tavion and Crystal and Nick and Brienne to come over because we have a lot of people in here. But we're going to pass them out. Everyone should have a medallion. And this is what we're going to do. Yes. And these are my kids, 2 of them. I have 5. This is Crystal, and this is my son, Nick. He's an Air Force. And, yep, Air Force. And I also have 3 others that's not here today. And now it's Ken Buckles' unexpected speech.
Well, I already did that, and I'm just very, very grateful. I remember going to a coach's clinic in the 80s, and the coach was Dick Vermeil. He'd coached a couple Super Bowls and a Rose Bowl at UCLA, and he was just the most intense motivational speaker. And he said, first thing he said, I want you to visualize your funeral and memorial service. How many people are there? And what are they saying about you? What's your legacy? And you start thinking, wow, that's true, you know, what is it? But I'm alive and I got to see it, witness it firsthand. I'm not dead yet. But I'm just blessed. So grateful. Thank you so much. It's just been a wonderful, amazing experience. My brother and sister and their spouses, my brother flew over from Idaho to be here, and Pam, that's really special. Thank you. And if I missed anybody, please forgive me. I love you all. And is this the end of the program, Melinda? Oh.
Okay, right now we're going to have the 3 sisters and a mister.
So we're just very thankful to be here and grateful to all that Ken has done for our American heroes. And I don't know anybody quite like him except Harry, who does it for the bomber. He does a lot of things that way. But we are really grateful, and I really feel like because of all that his kindness and his service, he lives in the goodness of God. He does.
Oh, thank you. Oh, you want to be in the middle?
days I've been held in your hands.
From the moment that I wake up till I lay my head, I will sing in the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. Every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. And I love your voice. You have led me through the fire.
All my days I've been held in your hands.
Love you as a father, I've known you as a friend, and I have lived in the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing in the goodness of God.
Your goodness is running after, it's running after me.
Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. My heart laid down, I surrender now, I give you everything. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me.
All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good.
With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. I will sing of the goodness of God.
Thank you. So while they're getting the next song queued up for you, you know, Ken, we have something else in common too. We had some near-death experiences, and we pulled through it. And we did what we know is the best when we came out of it, because when you have those near-death experiences, you look at life differently. And I know you have, and that song came to us from God to do for you. Laura and I were both singing it before we ever talked about it. And it came to us to sing for you, because you do so much goodness. And so we've been on a really great journey with you. You've given us some really good adventures. We've gotten to sing at the Schnitzer. We've gotten to sing in some cool places at the Coliseum, at the State Fair. We've had a lot of fun, all for a good cause. Thank you for leading it. Thank you so much for being such a good leader to let us have it.
Could you just introduce your
Two sisters and a mister.
But I would love for you to tell them about the B-17. Go, just a
Oh, she wants me to tell you about the B-17.
just really short.
Well, I'm the B-17 girl. If you want to know about the gas station bomber, that's what I do. And Punky Scott's sitting back there. She's my mother-in-law. The daughter of Art Lacey, who flew it here in 1947, and it does stand for all the men and women who valiantly served our country at home and abroad. And Ken has been a good example for us, and we just love what we do. I love what I do too, honoring veterans every time, every day, all the time.
preserving the stories of a great history. The Lacey ladies being restored to fly again in honor of the greatest generation. Yeah. And it's just a lot of fun. So we used to sing at a lot of concerts. We kind of came out of the closet for you. Anyway, this song, we didn't think we could we didn't know we still had it in us. And we were trying to figure out what was the second song we would do. And guess what? You are the boogie woogie guy.
Yes! We got to put these straight. Yeah. Go.
He was a famous trumpet man from out Chicago way. He had a boogie style that no one else could play. He was a top man at his craft. But then his number came up and he was gone with the draft. He's in the army now, a blowing reveille. He's a boogie woogie bugle boy, company B. They made him blow a bugle for his Uncle Sam. Really brought him down because he could not jam. The captain seemed to understand, because the next day the cap went out and drafted a band. And now the company ducks when he plays reveille. He's a boogie woogie bugle boy, company B. A-toot, he blows it into the bar. A boogie rhythm, he can't hold a note unless the bass and guitar are playing with him. And the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy, company B. He was so boogie woogie bugle boy, company B. And when he plays the boogie woogie bugle, he was busy as a busy. And when he plays, he makes the company jump 8 to the bar. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy, company B. Ah, toodly-yada, toot-toot, he blows it into the bar. And blowing note unless the bass and guitar is playing with him. And the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy, company B. Color. Go, Dave. Woo! He puts him on to the boogie every night. He wakes him up the same way in the early fright. They clap their hands and snap their feet, 'cause they know how it goes when someone gives them a beat. Whoa, whoa, he wakes it up when he plays reveille. A boogie woogie bugle boy, company B. A toot, toot, toot. He blows it 8 to the bar. Can't blow a note in the bass and guitar playing. Oh, with him. And the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's a boogie woogie bugle boy, company B. Yeah. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Ken.
Hi, thank you. I brought this up in a white cup so you wouldn't know what I was drinking.
Well,
I hear you chastise football players. I'm watching it. My name is Jim Belcher Jr. I am the oldest son of USS Indianapolis survivor James Belcher. He was a radio man aboard the Indianapolis. Was lucky enough to have survived. There were 1,195 men on the ship. 316 survived. He was 18 years old. When my father was raising us boys, I was born in 1957, I started to realize that my dad was damaged. I've spent my lifetime trying to reconcile my relationship with my father. Dad, I'm going to have problems with this, I can tell. Dad and I did not get along. We were oil and water. My mother, Dad had stayed in the Navy, gone back in the Navy in 1950 for the Korean War. And during that time in Korea, he met my mother, 1952. She's Japanese. Dad had spent 5 days in the South Pacific because the Japanese had sunk his ship. His ship had delivered the atomic bomb, the Tinian, that they put on the Enola Gay. When my dad and mom met, they instantly fell in love. They married in 55, and in 57 I was born at Yokosuka Naval Hospital in Japan. I'm the only Japanese-born child of a USS Indianapolis survivor. Because of that, I feel like I have a forum to speak. I was an Air Force veteran. Honestly, people had asked me why I went in the Air Force when my dad and my entire family, my uncles, my cousins, all retired Navy. And I always looked at my dad and I said, that's why I didn't go in the Navy. Ships sink, right? He'd remind me that planes fall out of the sky. Then I would remind him that I was never at an Air Force base that had airplanes. So I was lucky enough to not have to repeat the tragedy that so many of these heroes in this room have experienced. My relationship with Ken started because of Desmond Doss. Desmond, I was seeking some healing. My dad, like I said, he had a heavy drinking problem. And those of you guys who have combat veterans for fathers, or who are combat veterans yourselves, know that you have to fight those demons every day. You try to bury them so deep. My dad had a saying one time on the 50th anniversary of the sinking. People just kept asking him questions. He didn't want to talk about it. And I remember him saying to me, when there was a little break, he looked at me and he said, I spent 30 years trying to forget it and 20 years trying to remember. He had buried it so deep, and it was painful. As I got older, I started to learn as I'm chasing down other children of combat vets, like Desmond, like Michael Kuhn. These guys that they've embedded themselves in my life. And what I found out from them was our dads were damaged, and they carried a lot of baggage. But where I spent my life angry at my dad because of that, I learned soon from talking to Ken Buckles that we all shared the same kind of pain. Our dads were hurting. And when you talk to somebody like Ken or Desmond or Michael or any of these guys that I've come to know so well, I found out that our dads, some of them could carry that pain, and some of them couldn't bear it. I've had people come up to me that were lost at sea family members from the Indianapolis, and they would say to me, Jim, you're so lucky, your dad, he survived. And when I was young, I didn't understand that. I would say to them, you have no idea how horrible it is growing up with a dad that's carrying that much pain. And where do you think he takes it out? Takes it out on us. And if you're the oldest son, especially in an Asian American family, takes it out on me. I went in the Air Force and got out, grew up a little bit, married, started my own family. Dad and I still fighting. And then one day, he and I kind of had it out at the front door. I'd driven 3 hours up with my wife. She was 8.5 months pregnant. I told my dad, I said, I had to put up with this crap all my life, but my family does not. If you're sober, we'll be here. If you're not, we won't. We left that night. My mother, my Japanese mother, was crying. Sandy was crying. We drove 3 hours back to the beach. I didn't hear from him for 2 weeks. In my family, my mother makes the phone calls, and my dad talks about 30 seconds about the weather, and then we're done. But this time, I got a phone call, on the other end was my dad. And he talked for 5 minutes, and he didn't say anything. He was just talking about fishing and hunting and regular stuff, weather. And finally, honestly, in my mind, I'm thinking, he's killed Mom, she's under the dining room table, and he's trying to figure out how to tell me. I can't tell you how many times over the years my mom had our bags packed, and we were at the front door to leave. So finally, I got the courage to say, Dad, what's going on? I said, why'd you call? Something's up. And he said to me, I finally figured out how I could buy that fishing boat I've always wanted. He said, if I quit drinking, I'll have $5,000 by the end of the year. This was March. That's what, 9 months? In 1982, 5,000, I'm an engineer. I didn't even hear the if I quit drinking part. You know what I heard? $5,000 in beer. How much beer is $5,000 in 1982? I'm doing the math, not even thinking. And then my mom got on the phone after Dad was done, and she's whispering. You know what she said to me? She said, Jim, your dad hasn't had a drink since you left that night. He wanted to see his grandson so bad. He gave up drinking after a lifetime with all that pain he was carrying. That changed our lives. 1982, he passed in 2001. And my dad and I became the best of friends. During that time, I started going out because I believe if you go to the Air Force Museum, you'll see a big sign there. It says, we are the keepers of their stories. You veterans that are in here, you have those stories and you need to tell them. Ken gives us a vehicle to share some of that pain. And every time we share that pain, those of you who are here supporting these veterans, you're carrying a little bit of that pain for them, like I did for my dad, like Desmond did for his dad, like I know Michael did for his dad. Ken, you gave us the vehicle. I had hour-long talks with Ken about our dads. Ken carries his dad's pain. People wonder why we do these. Why would we do this? Because it is painful. And it's a lot of work. And it's very, very hard. Although, watching your slideshow up here, I realized how famous you are. I didn't know that. I didn't know you talk to presidents and stuff. But that's cool. You deserve it. I don't want to stand up here and throw accolades at you because everybody else has already done that. And being a military veteran, all of us who are vets, we know that we don't usually say nice things when we mean nice things. So because of that, I'm going to sit down here, and Melinda has asked that any of you who want to get up here and speak, if you look in your program, well, she'll tell you when. But it says in your program at the end that you can get up and speak, and no roast.
Oh, it can be a roast.
No. She asked me to let you know it's okay to roast him. All right? It's okay. Brandon, can you bring Ken's brother, Ben? Because I don't want it to be directed right at you because it gets real personal. It gets real personal. And I saw his twin brother back there in the back of the room, and I thought, you know, for those of you guys who struggle, like Bruce over here, struggle to say mean things to you, Ken, you can just direct them at his brother, Ben, all right? Ken, I love you like a brother. I have two brothers of my own, and I honestly, I can't even tell you how much you've helped me and my family. And all of these guys in here, I love you guys. You hear that over and over amongst veterans. This isn't just words. This is healing in this room. It's healing for the vets. And all of you who are here supporting them, you're taking some of their pain. And that's what gives us the strength to go the next day and the next day and the next day. And I wish your dad had had that. I wish your dad had that. Thank you very much.
That's what you are. Unforgettable, though near or far. Like a song of love that clings to me, how the thought of you does things to me. Never before has someone been more unforgettable in every way. And forevermore, that's how you stay. That's how you stay. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too. No, never before has someone been unforgettable in every way. And forevermore, that's how you stay. That's how you stay. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too.
Hinche Stongo Chajefkadat Rex Haley Does Moment Seminolation Honor Guard Ke Hojat in Homata Does. Hello everyone, my name is Rex Haley. I'm the commander of Seminole Nation of Oklahoma Honor Guard, and it's an honor to be here and celebrate this night with Ken. And I have two of my guys I brought with me, Sam Wheeler and Walker Williams. We call him the pup. He's the youngest one in our organization. And I'm glad to be here and share this night with Ken. And I've known him for several years now, and he's been good to us. And I think I first met him when Michael Kuhn brought his dad with him, Philip Kuhn. They invited us to come up here with him, and we've been coming up here and really enjoying it. And Ken, he does a lot for the veterans, advocating a lot of things. And on behalf of our organization, Seminole Nation of Oklahoma, we'd like to present him with something. Ken? Not the brother. This is a beaded medallion, and in our language it says Seminole Tuskegee. In our language means Seminole warrior. I want to present this to Ken.
Okay, I'm here with the Yakima Warriors. My half-year Lauren is the bugler. Here beside me on this side is Vic Wood. Remember, he's only one tree. Not trees, it's wood, one tree. And then we got Dale Tannywald, who's the new head warrior, and then John Winier, Lauren's cousin. So we'd like Mr. Buckles to come up, and these guys will present you with this Pendleton vest. I hope you fit it. I just made it. I hope it. I just made it. Just kidding. No, not inside out. Oh yeah, I'll tell you a story. Last night was it this morning? Oh, this morning we were having breakfast, and one of the warriors came down and was sitting there having breakfast, and I said, geez, that's a new shirt. I said, and it was, yay! He had the shirt inside out.
What size is it? XXXX?
Super small. No, we really appreciate what Ken's done. Like I said earlier, we've been following him around for quite a while, and he's always taken care of us. And Ken, from the bottom of our hearts, we love you. Love you bunch, buddy. And keep up the good work. I'm sure Melinda will make sure you do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. So it's interesting because, you talk about Mr. Buckles or Coach Buckles, that we talk about. I graduated high school from Milwaukee in 1992. So I was in the weight room, and I was always pushing weights, and he was always encouraging me, as a female. He had no idea I was going to join the military. But it's funny because I joined the Army right after high school, and I went for 22 years. And I came back after that, and I ran into Coach Buckles, and I was like, what are you doing? He goes, well, I'm helping all the Vietnam vets, and I'm helping all these veterans that have been forgotten years. I was like, that is so awesome. Well, my child, who I had while I was in, she was starting freshman year, so when I retired, I took her to Milwaukee High School. So she went back to Milwaukee High School, and actually Bill, who left, he actually was my teacher, and then he was my child's teacher, which is creepy. Okay, you think of, you join the military for 22 years, you come back, and then your child's the same teacher. That's weird. But, so 22 years later, I came back and I met Ken, and he's been doing all this great stuff with Melinda, and I ran into him, and I was like, wow, sir, you haven't changed a lot. It's been 20 years. You still look the same. Now seeing all these teachers I went to high school with is weird. Like, I haven't seen him in 25 years. But, so I got out of the military, came back. The vets are not taken care of in Portland. We all know that. We slack in helping veterans. So I started my nonprofit. And I will tell you that you guys have been very supportive. So I will tell you thank you very much for helping me out and doing all the great stuff for our vets in the community. So not just the older vets, but the younger vets, they have been amazing. They have always sponsored me. He's always brought his wonderful vehicle out. And like, sponsor thing is amazing. It's like cool looking, and he brings it out to all my events so he sees it. So I just want to say that, Milwaukee, we are very, very strong. I don't care what anybody says. Milwaukee Mustangs are amazing. And even if they changed it to Milwaukee out in the yards and all that stuff, everybody still is awesome. I still hang out with everybody we graduated with. But I want to say thank you, sir, for always being there, even for the new vets, and helping us out. So thank you for being supportive. Now that I'm back and I see how much civilians really don't appreciate vets, it makes me appreciate that much more, because I was like, okay, he helps vets. But now that I've been out for 10 years, there's not a lot of civilians that really support our veterans, which is sad. So I will tell you, thank you so much, sir. You mean a lot to me, so thank you.
Thank you. Right after this short little thing I need to say, you can come up one at a time, whoever wants to come up and speak. But right now, I'd like to thank all the volunteers. Would you please, all the ones that were supposed to volunteer, but I have a super people here, Yvonne and Bill. Scott, please stand up, because the deal was I had 11 volunteers to come today to help, and yesterday Bill and Yvonne came in and did everything. They did it all. So I just want to thank them for helping with that. I also want to thank Lieutenant General Russell and Shirley Davis. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for your support. Yes, that deserves a huge hand for them. They're in Alexandria, Virginia. I'd like to thank Backstop Bar and Grill for having us here. And also I'd like for Ken's brother, Gary and Pam, to stand. And I would love for Lori and Brian to stand. They were one of the first supporters. So I want to say thank you, and thank you again. Because I was so scared to ask for support. Ken is so much better than I am with that. So he is. The other thing I love to thank Weston Kia, and Dave Hoops is here, and there's Linda Hoops behind us. Dave, thank you so much for your support from Kia, Weston Kia. Sure appreciate it. Also would like to thank Pam Owens and Jenny Rhodes for your support. I'd like to thank you. And I'd also like to thank Brian Wilson. Thank you so much for your support. Did I say that right? Because you're just standing there looking at me. Thank you for your support back there.
And I'm from the Umaba, from Southern California. And when Ken was looking for Hispanics to come and meet here, to know that there was no Hispanics, talking about veterans going to these schools. And he was in a clutch, like, aren't there any Hispanic veterans in Oregon? And I don't know. I mean, he didn't know. So he was searching, and he found us in Southern California. He goes, hey, I need you guys to get a group together, at least 10, plus your wives, and come on up. I need Hispanic veterans up here. And so we answered the call. And 17 years later, we're still here, and we're still coming up. Even though we're a little small, just 2 of us right now, maybe next year we might have 15 of us, who knows. But anyway, that's a little bit of history behind this, and then the book started to come out, and one of the writers is right over there, and she's a professional football player. And I go, what the heck is a professional football player, a writer? And she went to Texas a couple of years ago, and she was telling me about the weather. I go, it's 105 degrees out here, so I don't know where you guys are going to practice, whatever. But anyway, the things we have in Texas, the National Medal of Honor building in Texas, in Arlington, and when we got the site, and we were very proud that we got it, Arlington. And I thought it was in Washington, D.C., and we thought it was maybe built there, but it said Arlington, Texas. Like, holy mackerel, look what we're getting. So, opening day, they had, I think, about 15 Medal of Honors who were still alive, and came to the opening day, and they all opened this thing, and I wanted to wait a little while before I went there to make it calm down, because I didn't want to mess with the finding parking, because it's in the complex where all the the AT&T building, the basketball, baseball, it's all in that area, and it's a beautiful site. If you guys ever go to Texas, come on by and visit the Arlington National Museum. That gentleman right there, his dad's there. So it's a really cool memorial, and what I found is the coin. It's not the actual coin that the get, it's the coin that the building gives. And
I want to present the coin to Ken.
I want to point to give him the coin of what what they give at the in the museum. So Ken here is and the patch, and patch that he has. I mean, we're gonna put the patch on his jacket. And I go, you know what? Take the Marine Corps patch out of there, and I put the middle of the water patch on there. Why not? I'm Army. Army beats Navy, right? Isn't that what we're waiting for? Anyway, here's the patch. On your jacket, Marine Corps patch. And here's the point: the medal they give us to veterans, and here's you can put on your jacket, and Melinda can put that on you. And when you go to this building, you guys go to Texas. It's a beautiful building. They did a fantastic job there, and they have a lot of exhibits from most of the Medal of Honor winners who wanted to donate their medal or their uniforms or anything like that. And Desmond does the dad. His photograph of him is right behind the Audrey Murphy exhibit, and it's a big picture. It's about as big as this wall here. I mean, it's huge, and that's where the president was giving him the award. I mean, the presentation. No, I'm not. So anyway, that's my presentation, and I want him to make sure that the patch comes off in the United States Marine Corps and put the Medal of Honor patch on there, so that way you guys, well, you know.
My dad was a Marine, it's not coming off.
You can put it inside the jacket so you can't see you guys anymore. But thank you, Ken. Thank you for allowing us to be here, be part of your program. Yvonne, his dad was a Korean War veteran. Didn't talk about it at all until he came up here. Ken Buckles' eyes widened up like, holy crap! It's the moment we were waiting for. He was waiting for it because he was writing books, and he's like, I gotta get Sal. His dad was Sal. I gotta get him. I gotta find out. And you know, he started writing and he started talking like, keep on talking, Sal. Keep on talking. I gotta put this in the book. Part of that dream that he put 3 books out there for us. So thank you, Ken. Thank you for allowing us to be here, and I really appreciate all your.
you.